So Google introduced two new phones. This one here is the Google Pixel 8. There's a few new things, new refinements, new software, and new hardware. Also, even though we knew what these phones would look like ahead of time, since Google's sort of been leaking their own phones for some time now, but it's not until you actually hold one in hand that you can fully appreciate these refinements. Just starting with the design, you can tell that this has a much more curved feel and look to it. I mean, especially next to a Pixel 7, we're actually able to see how much Google shrunk the frame. The bezels are also slightly thinner and more uniform all across. And I think we can all appreciate that. For one, it makes holding the Pixel 8 more comfortable, and it also allows for better ergonomics. For instance, I don't have large hands, or I really wouldn't consider myself to have large hands, and I'm easily able to reach across the screen without any issue. But hey, not everything got smaller. We now get a 4575 milliamp hour battery as opposed to the 4355 from the Pixel 7 last year. So a slightly smaller frame and a slightly bigger battery. Now we can hope that that translates to better battery performance. However, being that this phone now boasts a 120 Hz actual display, we'll have to wait and see down the road if that's the actual case. Also, something to note is that this is not an LTPO display, so it won't trickle down to the 1 Hz. I believe it sticks between 60 and 120 depending on when the phone considers it most optimal. But from what I've seen, it seems to consistently stay at 120 Hz. It's more of when it's idle, it'll go down to a 60 Hz refresh rate just to try and conserve as much battery as possible. But again, we'll have to wait and see how much it actually affects battery. Nevertheless, it's a welcome improvement. Also, it now does up to 2000 nits at peak brightness, and yeah, it's honestly pretty bright. Outdoor visibility hasn't been an issue at all. Like, honestly, this display gets plenty bright, and I'm honestly happy to confirm that. But for now, we don't know how much this will affect battery life as of yet. It's too short of a period to tell, but I'll be testing those and I'll let you guys know in time. Also, by any chance, do you guys remember the Nexus 6P? That phone also had a similar visor, or sort of a protruding camera module on the back. That phone sort of reminds me of the Pixel look, or what the Pixel is now. However, and I think this is back from like the Pixel 6, like the Mach 1 or Gen 1 design of the visor. Point being that there's so much dust that gets stuck between the back glass and the visor. And I just don't remember the Nexus 6P having that issue. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I like the Pixel look and I love the fact that Google is finally sticking to a design. But okay, moving over to the cameras. I think we all know Pixels are known for their great picture quality, and it's not that the hardware isn't amazing, it's just that Google's processing and software make the experience honestly so much better. Also, I'm not sure where I heard this, but I think with this Pixel, it'll hold true, or it is going to hold true. And that's that anybody with one of these devices is going to be able to take amazing pictures, honestly, regardless of their background. Like, there's so much you can do to this phone, with this phone, to fix bad pictures. But there's now a 50 megapixel main shooter, a 12 megapixel wide, and the pictures that come out of this guy, it's what we've come to expect from Pixel. Great quality, clean, sharp, but now with some added software. I mean, just even taking a look at the camera UI, you can see that Google has thought about making it even simpler to go between picture and video. It feels like everything is honestly just at hand and at your disposal. Like, let's take a look at the UI real quick. From the camera setting, you're able to switch between the shooting modes. And if you switch over to the video setting, that has its own video settings as well. So you aren't having to swipe across to get to whatever it is that you want, essentially just making it faster to get to whatever it is that you want without the added hassle. Honestly, pretty dope. And to think that all of this is done via software, like, there's so much going on in the background. Honestly, taking a step back, I think it's nice to appreciate how far these phones have come. Not only that, but the fact that you can do so much after snapping a picture or recording a video, it's honestly pretty amazing. I mean, you could say you're limited to your own imagination to some extent. And I think that the AI honestly does a pretty good job at suggesting things to remove or things to add. But yeah, I mean, we have the new Tensor G3 chipset to thank as well. And the fact that Google included this in the Pixel 8, I mean, we're getting the same chipset as the Pro, same 7 years of OS updates. I don't know, it kind of makes you wonder if the extra $300 for the Pro model are even worth it. Like, do you mind not having an LTPO display, a bigger display, a bigger battery? Is that all worth the additional $300? And I mean, it could be, it depends on who you ask. Regardless, I think this phone might be worth considering over the Pro, just because of all the stuff that Google decided to also include in this phone. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys picking up a Pixel 8? Have you guys even picked up a Pixel 8, or are you guys still indecisive and waiting for, you know, maybe the Pro model? Who knows? Let me know what you guys think. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be seeing you guys on the next one. Later.